Assalamualaikum and a very good day to Sir Shafiq. Firstly, I would like to apologize for the informality of my clothes due to me attending the Perundang Cup held in UKM London. My name is Afiq Izhan Shafiq bin Mahazali and my metric number is 056990. My group and I drafted Act 666, which is the Tobacco and Nicotine Control Act 2022, and I will be relating the Act with the principles of Islamic jurisprudence and Western jurisprudence. When Islamic scholars were not fully aware of the extent of the harm smoking causes, they are able to give religious rulings used to say that it is reprehensible on the basis that it causes the smoker's mouth to be unclean and that it involves spending money on something that has no benefit. They used to refrain from issuing a verdict of prohibition because Islam does not like verdicts of prohibition to be added to its list. In a stern warning, the Quran says in Surah An-Nahl, verse 116 till 117, which translates, "Do not say for any false thing that your tongue may put forth, this is lawful or this is forbidden, so as to ascribe false things to God. For those who ascribe false things to God will never prosper. All they get is a paltry profit, but they will have a most grievous penalty." Hence, Islamic scholars are always hesitant to issue a verdict of prohibition because they are apprehensive that they may prohibit something lawful or make lawful what is forbidden. They would prefer to have a text to say clearly that such a thing is permissible and such a thing is forbidden. Nevertheless, Islamic scholars found out that tobacco is harmful and that its smoke causes so many serious diseases. Islamic scholars have no hesitation in issuing a crystal clear verdict of the total prohibition of tobacco use, which leads us to ban smoking in certain places in Malaysia under Act 666. Section 6 of the Act spoke about smoke-free environment, which in Al-Qalubi in Majmu' As-Sab'ah Kutub Mufidah there is a mention of the statement that the Sultan in that time had ordered the Vice Sultan to make a declaration to the public not to smoke in markets and coffee shops. Those who break the commandment are sinners. Therefore, in recent time, smoking is forbidden to the obedience of the king's order. Smoking is perhaps one of the most important threats to individual and community health. It is no secret that more than 4 million people die in the world each year from smoking-related diseases, including lung cancer, chronic bronchitis, pulmonary emphysema, coronary heart disease, and cancer of the bladder. Many of the principles of Islam call upon the people to look after their health, to avoid health hazards, and risks to raise their standards of hygiene. Western jurisprudence has long struggled and presumably will continue to struggle to balance the claims of the public and the private good. The main reason to draft this statute is to preserve the health of their citizens, as we all know that smoking leads to disease, disability, and harms nearly every organ of our body. More than 16 million Americans are living with a disease caused by smoking. For every person who dies because of smoking, at least 30 people's life with a serious smoking-related illness. Smoking causes cancer, heart disease, stroke, lung diseases, diabetes, and chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases, which includes chronic bronchitis. Smoking also increases the risk of TB, certain eye diseases, problems of the immune system, including secondhand smoke exposure contributes to approximately a lot of deaths to infants, and it causes lung cancer and coronary heart disease in adults. Children who are exposed to secondhand smokes are at increased risk for sudden infant death syndrome, acute respiratory infections, middle ear disease, and slowed lung growth. The issue of cigarette and tobacco product has been a concern in Malaysia for a long time. The absence of a complete and proper statutes to govern this issue triggers as the draft Tobacco and Nicotine Control Act 2022, and we refer to the common law and Western statutes while drafting this statute. For the purpose of protecting the benefit of the society and providing a positive education for them to reduce the issue of nicotine addiction. And last but not least, the reason in drafting Section 19 is to prevent the seller from selling tobacco and nicotine products to persons under 18, due to the reason that youth smokers are more likely to develop severe levels of nicotine addiction compared to adults. So I guess that is all from me. Thank you so much for listening.